I'm actually quite proud of the Democrats for making Republicans face their position on abortion, and want to say thanks to you liberals for proving my point that these so-called Republicans can't run from social issues, because liberals are always going to try to raise the issue just as sure as they'll try to raise taxes.
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
If there's one thing that bugs me like leaving cheese off my cheeseburger, it's when Republicans are dismissive about social issues. Haven't y'all learned by now that liberals play to the selfishness and the self-righteousness of people? And at the top of selfish and self-righteous things to play to is abortion. Oh, I'm sorry, reproductive choices. Oh, no, wait. Now it's healthcare choices. That's right, Democrats are trying to call abortion a healthcare choice, and then try to tell the people that tax-funded abortions are not in Obama's health care bill, yet at the same time believe that abortions should be taxpayer-funded. Democrats walk in a circle of deception. So, with the pandering language of Republicans want to stand in the way of your health care choices, they have magically cast a spell over a chunk of the female voters, and the conservatives are about as effective as a low-level wannabe wizard in breaking the spell of these great socialist sorcerers. Abortion is not a health care choice. Death is not health. Pro-life is not extreme. Sucking a child's brain out is, though. Pro-life, even in the case of rape or incest, is not extreme. Leaving a child to die when the child slips out of the womb in the event the doctor wasn't able to suck the child's brains out is extreme. Nobody in their right mind thinks that rape or incest is okay. But nobody in their right mind would put the child at fault. Nobody in their right mind makes the child pay the death penalty for someone else's crime. Here's a short skit I wrote a couple of years ago, and a couple of friends of mine acted it out. We just slapped it together back then, but I think it gets the point across with the irony that a sexual offender still gets to keep their life while the child loses theirs.
So what are you in for?
Molestation, rape, incest, stuff like that.
Oh man, that's quite a list. Wait a minute. How did you even,
I didn't, man. I was framed.
Yeah, well, framed, schmamed. That's what they all say, huh? But even if you were, you wouldn't get the death penalty for the things you'd be charged with. I mean, prisoners can get life. What are you talking about?
Well, he's really kicking.
Yeah, I'd be a little pissed off too. After all, he was framed.
Now check this out. Y'all, I really don't trust a person in office who isn't pro-life. If a person is not willing to recognize the first God-given right, which is life, how can they really respect the rights to liberty, the pursuit of happiness, or property? Y'all do know that the Declaration of Independence says we all are created equal, right? I'll remind you again, it doesn't say all men are equal. It doesn't even say all men are born equal. It says created equal. That's the only event we all truly have in common that makes us equal, and that's our creation, the marriage of the male seed to the female egg. And when that life is created, that's when the right to life begins. But if a person has a liberal streak in them, they will try to deny personhood, just like it was with slavery. That's what happens when people take liberties with the Constitution. I'm sure even Condoleezza Rice doesn't like to think of herself as pro-abortion. I'm sure she likes the sugar-coated phrase of pro-choice. I'm sure most of the people who think of themselves as pro-choice like to think they're actually not for abortion. They just think that a woman should have a choice. But if you're for a woman's choice, but not actually for abortion, then you have to ask yourself, why exactly are you not for abortion? You're okay with the choice, but it doesn't mean you're pro-abortion, right? Well, why not? What is it about abortion that you're not for, even though you support the so-called right of choice? The only thing that can make you not be for abortion is if it's because you know that the child is human. Yet you're saying it's okay for a woman to make the choice to kill the child. If the child's not human, then you shouldn't worry about being for abortion, because having that thing removed from you shouldn't be any different than blowing your nose and having a glob of snot removed from your body. But to these wishy-washy so-called Republicans who say they're pro-life except in the instance of rape or incest, you can't say, oh yeah, the child in the womb is human. Oh, the child was conceived in rape? Okay, then that thing in your belly is no longer human. Feel free to kill whatever it is if you want. I'm Alfonzo Rachel with Zonation, and do I agree with the idea of bombing abortion facilities? Hell no. But if you really want to strike a blow to the abortion culture and go into more detail with me in defending the pro-life issue, download a copy of my audiobook, Weapon of Mass Destruction, available at alfonsorachel.com. Having a glob of snot removed from your body.